Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Wow, what a crazy weekend. I hope that everybody is safe. I'm trying to use a headphone microphone. Thought it'd be a little easier for me to use instead of setting up like a desk, because I don't have a desk microphone like I usually do. And hopefully, this will help with the fan because I've been feeling so guilty about the fan. It's so great to see so many of you here. We're gonna have a great time today. Hey, Jack. So many new members. Let me say hi to everybody. Hey, Jack. Who else here? Jack joined. Happy Pride Month, everyone. Hey, Faisal. Hey, Shamar. That's a nice avatar, Shamar. And let's see. Somebody joined right beforehand earlier, very early. I think it was Bryce, right? I don't see it, but I think it was Bryce. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining today. It sounds much better. I'm so happy. All right, so we're going to talk about these three stories of the day. It's Big Tea Day. I'm out of iced tea too. Darn it! I get some more on Wednesday with my food delivery. But anyway, don't forget the new streaming schedule is Monday, Tuesday, and Friday now. So that's what we're going to do. I'm so glad the sound is better. Hey, Andrew. So nice to see so many members, especially at the beginning of the month. We rolled over to a new month. I have a Deadpool video coming out later today. I filmed it. I just have to edit it. So that will be going up after this. And I was up very late last night, so I'll be back on schedule tomorrow. I was like, thank God nothing debuted at 9 a.m. I was like, I don't think anybody wanted to debut after the horrible protests this weekend. It was really, it's a really weird time. As I said on Movie Math, how on earth are you supposed to promote a movie at this time without seeming like totally tone deaf? So we'll talk about the three stories of the day, and then, of course, at the end of the stream, you can ask me anything that you would like. I don't have to answer it, but you can ask it. All right, but before we get started, I always like to ask, where is everybody streaming from? Or where are you watching from today? Oh, there's supposed to be a PlayStation 5 announcement today? Good idea to postpone. Dancing Dog, I'm glad everything was okay in Boston. I'm glad you're okay. Rodrigo is in Mexico. Tech Noir, that's a cool name, is in Atlanta. Evan's drinking coffee in Ohio. Let's see here. Cartoon Serbia is in Serbia once again. Joseph's in his car. Justin's in San Diego. Nicole is in Toronto. Let's see here. Alex is in the UK. Oh, wow, it's going fast. Shield is in my cozy bed in cloudy Michigan. Let's see here. Lauren is glad I got protection. Be careful, Lauren. Tom Campbell, thank you for joining. Let's see here. CJ's also in New York City. A lot of the protesting was in Brooklyn. New York's actually like a really big place, so it wasn't anywhere near me. Hey, Reed in Chicago. Guto is in cloudy Brazil. There's not even a curfew here in New York City, although they are considering one. I know there was a curfew of 1 p.m. yesterday in Los Angeles. 1 p.m. Barbara, you having chicken strips in Phoenix? Oh, I would love to have some chicken strips. Emmanuel is in Los Angeles. Let's see here. Danielle is hello. She's in Toronto. Let's see here. Nana says having homemade cake in New Delhi, India. Nana, that's fantastic. I love it. I love the global community we have here, and that's so cool. I've been making cookies. Try not to make too much stuff because, then you eat it, and I'm here by myself, but it's fun to cook. And so, Insomatic is in Ottawa, Canada. Hello, Ivan in Mexico. Lloyd's chilling in Virginia. Tom hiding in my bunker in Philly. So many people. It's so nice. My thing's not updating the number count, so I don't want to refresh it. YouTube, so many glitches. Let's see here. To movie lovers in bed in Vancouver. Film Fantastics is bright, beautiful, sunny Ireland. I love it. I love your positivity. And Zachary is quarantining in Los Angeles. I'm glad that the microphone is working. Does the mic make a difference? Because the fan's going. Does the microphone make a big difference? I have to wait for you guys to catch up. Oh, that's great. I'm glad so many people are watching. Shortbread, Max. Shortbread. Stone's drunk in Germany. Makes a huge difference. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, I can't tell you how happy this makes me. Yes, we've defeated this problem. You guys are the best. All right, so we're going to talk about some stories today, varying degrees of development. All right. So the first story, let me go. Okay, let me do this. Let me do the boop. I got all excited and I forgot to do the boop. Boop. All right, so the first story of the day. So I got some Disney Plus tea this morning. Hey, Hugo. Source really came through this morning with a bunch of Disney Plus tea. I'll give you some Disney Plus tea here. I didn't tweet out. They're considering, I'm not sure if anyone else has reported this. Hey, Chris, 24 million. If I have like something I think I'm saying before anyone else, I'll label it an exclusive. So I think the splitting the seasons in half I'm the first to report that. But I don't know if anyone else has talked about this other thing I'm going to tell you, but it seems that Disney Plus is developing a Haunted Mansion show, which would make me so happy. I think that would do so well. I think it would do incredible. That attraction depresses me because I don't like thinking about death. So I actually hate riding it, to be honest with you. I really hate it. Even on Imagineering, when they were like, let's go behind the scenes of the Haunted Mansion, I was like, no thanks. I actually like Paris Disneyland's Haunted Mansion. That's my favorite Haunted Mansion because it has this cool story about an abandoned bride. And for some reason, I'm like, that's cool. I guess I love romance novels. By the way, since we have a global audience here, global viewer, people tuning in around the world, what is your favorite Haunted Mansion at the different parks? Because they all have a different theme. I also like the Haunted Mansion Nightmare Before Christmas do-over in Disneyland for the holidays. Hey, Reagan. Hey, Anarchy Reviews. Let's see here. Disneyland Paris. Check Film Fantastic knows what I'm talking about. Paris is the darkest haunted mansion. It has this cool bride standing on the stairs, and her gown is in the wind. Hey, Rodrigo. And you're like, this is amazing. Oh, Hong Kong, says Faisal. A lot of Paris. I'm seeing some Disneyland love, too. Disneyland LA. That's awesome. I'd be curious what the storyline would be. I wouldn't want it to be a kiddie haunted mansion. I'll tell you that right now. I would not like that if they were like, some crazy kids get stuck in the haunted mansion. I'd be like, I don't know. It's Disney Plus, so they can only go so dark. But I'd be like, come on. Hey, Reagan, I see that you joined as a new member. That's wonderful. Mystic Manor, Maxime. I don't know how scary Mystic Manor is, but it is one of the first trackless rides, I think, at the Disney parks. It looks pretty cool from what I've seen of it. Jennifer likes the Orlando one, but that's the only one that she's been to. The Orlando one is a classic. I don't know why it's not updating. Thanks, Max, for giving me an update on who's tuning in. That's very sweet of you. But yeah, they're working on a Haunted Mansion Disney Plus series, and apparently also a Enchanted Tiki Room animated series. That's a crazy ride. I have mixed feelings about it, but the merchandise sure sells well, so I can see that maybe that's why they're interested in it. So those are two things that they're working on. Hey, Ahmed, for Disney Plus. So that's some tea that's exclusive to the stream. All right, so thank you. There's some tea for you. Hey, Mad Harlequin. So let's talk about these half seasons. So my source also told me that they're like, damn, we really need some Marvel content up on this frickin' platform, right? Disney Plus has no new content at all, really. It has not even gotten started with Marvel content. And they almost finished filming Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They had just a little bit to go before this stupid coronavirus came in and shut them down. Now, a number of these countries, by the way, are like, you can come back. You can come back and film. But I think that a lot of these studios are like, I don't want to get sued. So I don't know if they're really ready to do that just yet. So even though they can come back, they don't know if they can, if they're going to do it yet. So we'll see. But Falcon and Winter Soldier is almost done, which we all know. So I'm hearing, hey, Harky, I'm hearing that they want to do a half season. Well, they'll split it in half. By the way, Billions, which is airing right now, is doing the same thing. They're going to do a half season, and then when they can start filming again, they'll finish the story, and then they'll air the rest of it. So Falcon and Winter Soldier, therefore, would still be able to start in August. And I think that's great. And, I think WandaVision, there's conflicting reports as to whether or not it's done filming, and that's, of course, set for December. So that seems, I haven't heard anything about that recently, but that seems good. So anyway, so that's what's going on with that. I also heard from another source that Loki is getting the same treatment. I don't know how far along Loki is with filming, though. Hey, Erwin. So I don't really, I would take that with a little bit of a grain of salt. I think Falcon Winter Soldier, I strongly believe that is correct, that it will be split. But I don't know about Loki. I'm not sure how far along they got. Loki's probably a little frustrated that it's on hold, especially because Umbrella Academy season 2 is coming, and that's a whole time travel story as well, and that's what Loki's doing. So we'll see what happens, but that's what they're doing. That's what's going on with Disney Plus right now. How do you guys feel about Disney Plus? Do you wanna wait? It's crazy. As I told you, as I tweeted, Disney has so much development right now because that's all anyone can do is write scripts in their house. So Disney is just like, let's go, let's develop it, and we'll have all the stuff ready to go and we can film. And I think they want to seem robust. That's right, Shamar. The Loki show hasn't gotten a ton of attention. I'm just happy that Owen Wilson's in it. Evan says, I don't want half seasons. I'd rather wait. But it's so long. Jico is like, just give it to me. Although Glalie would also rather wait. Although Madeline's like, stop waiting. It's too much waiting. That's funny. You guys seem kind of divided, which I think is interesting. Very interesting. I think there's just no choice with this pandemic, and I think they're like, we can't sit on completed Falcon and Winter Soldier seasons. Hey, Isaac. I mean, think about how long this break has been for the MCU. They were supposed to have Black Widow come back in the beginning of May. We're entering June now, and we're not going to have anything until August if they can do this, if they decide to split it in half. Otherwise, you're looking at November. That's really crazy. That's just so long. I mean, it does suck that it would only be like 3 or 4 episodes, but I mean, like, what else? What other choice do we have, quite frankly? I think we're going to have to start making some compromises here. Lloyd says, it's funny, Lloyd. Lloyd's like, I'll take 1 episode. I'll take we really want the trailer. One of you tweeted me and said, will they do a Comic-Con announcement? I don't know if Marvel's going to participate in Comic-Con at home. They don't have to. I mean, I guess it would be kind of nice of them to do it if they wanted to. I honestly don't think fans will care. I suspect that Kevin Feige will do his own event or something. Or I don't really know if he could do an event, but they'll just release it whenever they want to. All right, so that's the first story of the day. All right, so let's go to the second story. All right, hold on. Let me get this working. All right. Boop. All right, so here's another one. All right, so it was reported today by another online scooper that Evan Peters was spotted on the set of WandaVision. So a lot of you asked me about it, and I was like, all right, let me take a look. So I checked with my sources, and I'll tell you how this story came about. So I heard that there's somebody there's paparazzi in Atlanta because they shoot so many projects there. So there's this guy who takes a bunch of pictures in Atlanta, and he goes and he sits outside these sets and he grabs photos. And that's how we see them filming all the time. We've seen a lot of photos from WandaVision. We saw, oh my God, Catherine Hahn. Catherine Hahn is Agatha Harkness out there. We saw Wanda sitting on the steps of Sword for Sword and Shield. You know, so we've seen that. So there's somebody taking those photos. That's his job. So apparently, he got some photos of Evan Peters, right? Which I think is interesting. Now, I think it's kind of on the production that they should have kept Evan Peters from being seen by anybody, but he was seen. Now, I think the fun conclusion is that, oh my God, it's the multiverse, and they're going to keep some of the X-Men actors. Bye, Chris. Thanks for joining. I think that that's unlikely. I'm hearing, and you're seeing other people tease as well, that Evan Peters, as Max just said, is playing Mephisto. You're seeing the typical teases where, you know, they put out GIFs and photos instead of just saying, Evan Peters, I hear, is playing Mephisto, or I think Evan Peters is playing Mephisto. I'll say it. I think he's likely playing Mephisto. That's what I'm hearing. And that would be a very big bad, and he would actually be a pretty darn good Mephisto for Doctor Strange too. So the Quicksilver theory is fun, but I just don't, you know, I think it's too early. Hey, Brendan, I think I think it's just that. I think it opens just such a Pandora's box for Kevin Feige. I don't think he wants to do that. You know, he'd have to take in all the other actors. So yes, so that's what's going on. So that's the story as it is now. No one else has none of the trades have confirmed this. So that's what's going on with Evan Peters. So, you know, he also could have just been on the set. A lot of actors are friends. They go visit each other if they're both filming around each other at the same time. But I think with all these Mephisto teases and what I'm hearing, Mephisto, Evan Moore, I'd have to look into it. I'm not a big Doctor Strange fan, so I don't know too much about the character. I feel like Mephisto is like, I'd rather, quite frankly, it be Wanda who is the villain. Maybe Mephisto manipulates Wanda because she gets and then she's not a true bad guy. Now that I think about it, she's manipulated in the comics all the time. Thank you guys for updating me on the viewers. I cannot see it. Thanks, Miss Bubbles. So that would be a way to get around it. I'd rather Wanda just lose her mind and come back to being regular, but we'll see. It's right, Joseph. It does sound like Mysterio. Mysterio, Mephisto. Mephisto's like, I don't have drones, thank you very much. I have magical powers. I really hope Mysterio comes back. I loved Mysterio so much. That Scatterbrain says Mephisto is basically Marvel's Satan. Well, that sounds like Evan Peters to me. He'd knock that out of the park. I'm sure Benedict Cumberbatch would be like, why don't my co-stars? So are they all the same age and I'm so much older than them? They'll be like, whatever, Benedict Cumberbatch, just be happy you're getting a second movie. So yeah, so we'll see what happens. But I think Evan Peters is, as Lincoln 7 Echo just said, I think Evan Peters is good at anything. He's extremely talented. It's like Sarah Paulson, who for some reason can't get more movie stuff, which is sad. All right, so that's the second story of the day. Now let's go to the third story of the day. Hold on. Boop. All right. Oh my God, where'd the head go? There it goes. All right, so there. All right, so the ripples from Trolls World Tour continue to affect Hollywood, which is funny to me because the numbers are totally unconfirmed. You know, it's just what Universal said. Universal's like, oh yeah, we made $100 million. Whee! We're going to change the movie business. And everyone's like, oh my God, they made $100 million. Let's get our movies out there. Although I am hearing, again, more sources are telling me today, Mulan is very likely going digital. We'll see. It's not 100%, but it's starting to shift that way again, as I told you. So don't be surprised if that happens. All right. And I was the first to tell you that. And everyone else is saying it was never happened. That's ridiculous. So we'll see. I told you, scooping business is hard. All right, so yes, so Trolls World Tour supposedly made a lot of money. Everybody wants a piece of that money. Scoob never released the numbers. Yeah, that's right, Joseph. I don't know where Scoob's numbers are. It's suspicious, but they don't have it. I heard it would be a high price point for Mulan, by the way, a high price point. 25 or maybe even 30. 30 is my number. They didn't give me a number, my source. But I don't know if 25 is higher enough to make this worth it. So anyway, now Wall Street, and you're getting a lot of Wall Street analysts being quoted. Why is that? That's because there's no news. So Wall Street analysts are like, what do we think should happen in Hollywood? And so everybody reports on it. They're like, oh, look what this Wall Street analyst just said. It's an interesting new dynamic to the entertainment reporting space. Wall Street analysts giving their thoughts. Also, everyone wants to keep the stock market happy, so they're paying particular attention to what stock market analysts say. They're like, what do you guys think we should do? What would make you happy? So now they're saying they'd like mid-range, mid-tier movies to have just a 30-day theatrical window. That means a month after they debuted in theaters, you could get them for purchase in digital. Not rental, but purchase, just like you do now. You have to wait now 74 days. This would just be 30. And they're also predicting that they think it'll be a 50% decrease in the box office for the rest of this year because of coronavirus. That's a really big decrease. I don't know if they're saying at the time or just overall. Because, yeah, movies have been off. They've been closed for 3 months. That's, of course, going to have a major impact. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, some of you made a very good point. Even though most of you would like a 30-day window, and then the second, I put a vote on Twitter, and then the next vote was a 60-day window, NATO has, that's a good question, Lloyd. I love that you remember who NATO is, the National Association of Theater Owners. They haven't weighed in yet. I'm sure they're like, let's just wait and see if this happens, because just some Wall Street analysts just said this so far. I agree, Dancing Dog 60. It might be a little bit of time before we get another billion-dollar movie. When we were at an all-time high for billion-dollar movies. It's sad. But anyway, some of you pointed out, though, that this kills the longevity of a movie. Like, and this was a great example someone had, Knives Out. Knives Out was a really long player at the box office, and that would never happen if it was 30 days. Everybody would just wait. That's right, Rodrigo. NATO is also the acronym for the North American Trade Agreement Organization, but it's also for the theater organization, and for some reason they insist on keeping it, which is hilarious. But yeah, so I think that would be a mistake, and I think it would really kill the mid-range movie. Why not just release it straight to streaming? If you knew that a movie was coming out in 30 days on streaming, would you still pay to see it in theaters? Let's get an informal poll here. Alvaro, I'm so glad you think the audio is better. I'm really happy about that. Tyler would wait. Pyromatic Idiot said he would still go. Getting a lot of waitings, though. Although Ivan and Pokemon trainer Dimitri would go. Guto would go. Oh, yeah, Jeremiah makes a good point. He has A-list, so he gets to go for his set price, subscription price. If it's Marvel, says Thomas. This is only for mid-tier movies, so it wouldn't be a Marvel movie. Someone had a good comment there. Wow, it's really moving fast. I liked someone's comment about popcorn, getting popcorn. It is fun to go and get the popcorn. Boy, that went fast. I thought I had it on slow mode. I'm glad you guys are so into this conversation. Red says I have AMC A-list. I think most people would wait. I mean, it's my job to go, so I would already be going to the screening, but I don't know. I think if it was a mid-tier movie, I think you would wait. Nana says popcorn is important. And Nana's not going to lie. Guy says I would definitely wait. Check Film Fantastic is budget's below 80. Well, then I think those should just be streaming movies then. I think this would just kill the mid-tier movie. Anthony says, like Ant-Man? That's funny, Anthony, especially because your name's Anthony, like Anthony from the show. Waffles. Check Film Fantastic nachos are also very tasty as well. All right, everybody. So that's the 3 stories for the day. Let me get rid of the marker. It is 4:25, so you can ask me anything that you would like until 4:35. And then I'm going to go edit that Deadpool video. Anything you'd like, you can ask me. Portis 2, I was a little distracted yesterday, so I didn't watch any television. I'll be doing that today. I missed Killing Eve season finale, Billions, and then also the quiz show on AMC after Killing Eve with Tom and the sister from Fleabag. I'm definitely watching that. Lloyd says, J.K. Simmons is signed on for more Spider-Man films. How big would you like his role to be? Oh, I don't know. That's really tough. I don't drink coffee, by the way, Evan. Thank you for asking. I get nervous. I mean, he's like, it's weird because he's like he's a YouTuber. So it's kind of like weird to watch him, right? And I'm like, what are you saying about YouTubers when they have like him on there, right? So that's funny. He does a great job. I think it's a brilliant evolution of the character. And so I think they should use him sparingly. I think they should use him just like they've always used J. Jonah Jameson. He's never been a lead. He's always been a supporting character. So I think they should continue to use him just that way. Oh, Matt, quiz is good? Excellent. Alex, I will be reviewing Love, Victor, for sure. At least the first episode. Geeky Gator, I could tape this to my shirt. I'll consider it. Make myself a little lav mic. I had a lav and I don't know where it is. Damn it. The next watch along is a week from Friday. It's Artemis Fowl. We're going to be doing Artemis Fowl. I'm very excited. We'll have a great time. I'm great today, Max. Thank you for asking. I love, I was particularly being able to interact with you guys. It's so wonderful. Let's see here. Matthew says, do you plan to see Unhinged in theaters? I don't know what's going to go on with New York theaters. I probably will review it. I'm going to see if I can get a screener. I know the publicity company sent out a list of movies they're working on the next few months, and that was one of them that I'm in contact with. So when we get closer to July 1st, I'm going to ask if I can get a screener. Thomas, I did not like the Avengers vs. X-Men comic, particularly because of what they did to one of my favorite characters, Emma Frost. I was very unhappy with that. And also, I got to tell you, I don't think the X-Men mix very well with the Avengers. I'm open to Kevin Feige changing my mind, but in the comics, I just don't think they fit together. Chico, I'm either going to have chicken nuggets or rigatoni for dinner. I'm excited. Andrew said, is the Flashpoint storyline still in Wonder Woman 1984? Well, a lot of people misquoted me on that. If you actually go and watch my video, I said it would have Flashpoint elements and that it would start to reboot the the DCEU and change things. There's a certain element in play. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but it could change things. So there's the idea that they could do some of. Thanks for the voting for the Nuggets, Mike. So there's the idea that Wonder Woman 1984, this element at play could maybe make some things up, could change some things, and also some things are just being point blank changed with no explanation. For instance, I told you Wonder Woman. Oh, Scott's on here. All right, Scott. Scott is like avoiding Wonder Woman's talks in all ways, so I won't do that to him. That's funny, Scott. I'm glad I saw your comment. Richard's watching Doom Patrol like me. He's on episode 4. I've gone very far as well. I think I'm on episode 10. I think I have like 4 left. I'll try and watch Rami. It's hard. I have a lot that I need to watch for work. Like, for instance, I'm getting a screener for The King of Staten Island, which the embargo lifts on next Monday, a week from today. Joseph, I'm okay holding this. It's only for half an hour. Let's see here. I did not hear Mood Ring yet. I'll check it out. Yeah, Josh, we're going to have to wait so long for Upload Season 2. It really sucks. Bryce, I haven't heard anything about a Green Lantern movie. Remember, it's actually going to be a series on HBO Max, but there have been no developments right now. I heard that somebody asked about Verizon Fios and HBO Max. I heard that it does. It does. You do get it for free. I have to check that out. I haven't done it yet. I've been very busy. They got my $11.99 for nothing. Nicole, I like your idea of taping it to a fork. That's pretty funny. I like Ariel. It's not a dingle hopper for combing your hair. It's for holding this microphone. Ariel's like, I have such audio issues. Underwater. It's a disaster. Dancing Dog is the cyborg actor good on Doom Patrol. You know, he's excellent. He's very good. I'm actually really happy with the job that he's doing. I think it's complicated to have people playing, you know, the same character in different spaces. Bye, Zeester. I think that makes it hard. It fractures the fan base, which I'm not a fan of. Like, some people will always be like, that's not my cyborg. And I understand that. So I get nervous about doing that. But, you know, they've already done it. It's too late. Marvel doesn't do that, which I think is very smart. Daniel says, is Billions worth watching? Well, it's funny. I started out with Suits, and I really liked Suits, and then I discovered Billions, and I was like, Suits isn't cool enough anymore. I switched to Billions. And now I'm like really into Succession, and I'm like, Billions isn't as cool as Succession. I'm working my way up these economic shows. But Succession isn't on right now, and I need stuff to watch, so I'm watching Billions. There's no curfew in New York City that I heard of. I mean, they might have posted one while I was on the air here, but last I checked that we didn't have one. Evan says, what's your favorite candy after M&M's? I like Hershey Kisses. Those are very tasty. I gotta tell you, being in quarantine, I've largely given up like sugar, and I have given up soda finally. I finally gave up soda. I can't believe it. I gave up all soda. I never thought it would happen. I'm not saying I won't maybe drink one occasionally if it's like the holidays, but I've pretty much given up soda. Also, I saw that regular soda, has high fructose corn syrup in it. That's like so bad for you. Like, you're putting a straw in high fructose corn syrup? I was shocked. So that's really bad. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Tech Noir Video. Jonathan says, my soda cries for you. I'm really into like natural ginger ale. I found a really good, but even that, I don't like drinking sugar. I kind of feel like sugar might be evil. I'm like, you know how everybody's like, don't eat sugar. And you're like, you guys are ridiculous. You're zealots. And now I'm like, maybe they're onto something. Like, when someone first suggested to me like giving up dairy, I was like, you're nuts. And then I gave up dairy and I was like, wow, that was a really good thing to do. So now I'm like, maybe I should give up sugar. I'm not going to totally give up sugar. I didn't totally give up like dairy. Like, I still have some cheese here and there. But, you know, I've really cut down, like, I'd say 90%. So if I can cut back like 90% on sugar, 90 to 80% on sugar, I like that. Bry plot, you're right. Added sugar is bad. You should still have like fruit and vegetables. Lisa said I stopped putting sugar in my coffee. Good for you. I never put sugar in my iced tea. I have it straight. It's delicious. Tech Noir is like, I'm 90% vegan. Good for you. Oh, someone asked me how I'm enjoying. You talk. I said, how are you enjoying Beverly Hills, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? It's so trashy. Oh, so they just put in a curfew in New York City for 11 p.m. That's really late. That's like a crazy curfew. But Beverly Hills is so trashy, and I'm kind of embarrassed to be watching it, but I do like it. And I have to say, Denise Richards is killing it. I'm impressed that the women on that show have like real careers. I think that's really wonderful. So I really like the show for that reason. It makes them seem more legit to me. But yeah, I still am watching it, and I am enjoying it quite a bit. It's my guilty pleasure, Evan. That's my guilty pleasure on Wednesdays. I get my food delivery, then I watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's fantastic. Bye, Chris. Jonathan, I like Sutton more than I thought I would as well. That's because Kyle's so horrible. Everyone standing next to her looks great. Oh, Mika says, okay, I don't want to ruin it. I thought defending Jacob was great. They should have binged it. I think it would have gotten a lot more attention. Did you see that Chris Evans was like, I don't think I'm ever going to come back as Captain America? I think that's what Chris Evans says. I'm sure that maybe in 5 or 6 years, it could be that long, but they would go back to him and say, do you want to come back? We have a cool idea. And he would come back. I mean, you have to remember, Chris Evans didn't even want to be Captain America in the first place. So I think that he is very conservative in his discussion and thoughts on it. Oh, it's 4:35. Okay, I'll take 2 more questions. Danielle says, Grace, the last Harley Quinn episode was so amazing. It really was. If you're not watching Harley Quinn, you're missing out. And I know it's unfortunately behind this stupid paywall, but as soon as you can get it on iTunes, you should watch it. I will review the season when it finishes. I think there are 4 more episodes left to go. This next upcoming episode is amazing. Kaylee Cuoco is such a fantastic Harley Quinn. I love the show. I could not love the show more. Every time I get my screeners on Fridays at noon, I watch it immediately. I love it so much. Let's see here. Bye. Who just said bye? Bye, Anthony. Happy birthday, Daniel. Happy birthday in New Jersey. Sufjan says, you think a cyborg solo movie is a good idea? If done right, I really liked what Ray Fisher did in Justice League. I thought he was great. I love that he was devoid of emotion. I just thought it was fascinating. I like the way he did things and the way he thought digitally. I just thought it was really cool. And he's like a theater actor. I think he just didn't get a chance to prove himself, and I feel bad about that. So, and I heard, as I told you, that he was the first thing that they stripped out of the movie once they kicked Zack Snyder off of it, which is really, why would they do that? All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. There's another stream tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and then the next stream this week will be on Friday. Thank you, everybody who's a member. Thank you, everybody who just joined in. I appreciate all of you. All right? Sile, you just joined. All right, I'll let Sile ask a question since he just joined. Sile, I'll wait around for a second so you can ask a question. I'm looking for you. It's going fast. All right, where is it, Sile? No pressure. If you can't think of something in the next few minutes, don't worry. I'll get you on tomorrow. Let's see if he has a question. I'm watching. Oh, here for a Jessica Chastain story. That's funny. That's very funny. Everything's cool with Jessica Chastain. I said nice stuff about her in It Chapter 2. I feel she did affect the box office of it, unfortunately. We'll see if she ends up, if they do move forward with this Flash movie. I think there's a very strong chance. Sal, you're quick on your feet. You're cool. I think that she could be Reverse Flash because Andy Muschietti loves her. And so I think he would work very hard to get her in there somehow. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. Have a great rest of your day and stay tuned for that Deadpool video later today. Bye. Bye, everybody. Click.